Hello, and welcome back to Under SF, Survival of the Artist. I'm your host, Farani Kunzwer-Vong.
And I'm Sabrina Mora.
Under SF is a series that uncovers the more hidden parts of San Francisco. This season, we're exploring the city's underground and underrepresented art scenes.
We are so excited to be meeting local artists from all over the Bay and hearing their stories.
So far, we've met with musicians, street performers, and dancers. Today, we'll take a look at San Francisco's vibrant mural arts culture.
Then we'll meet a local artist and activist who started his own nonprofit organization to support conscious Bay Area hip-hop. We have a super exciting show for you today, so let's get to it.
So S, did you know that San Francisco's mural arts tradition started back in the 1930s?
I actually do, V. Muralists gave artists a way to highlight class struggles and political unrest during the Great Depression.
And it also evolved over the decades to incorporate elements of graffiti, hip-hop culture, and graphic art.
Today, muralists speak to current issues like police brutality, gentrification, capitalism, and inequality.
They also bring beauty to San Francisco's marginalized neighborhoods like the Tenderloin, Hunters Point, and the Mission.
Nonprofit organizations like Presida Eyes are dedicated to creating and preserving murals, as well as promoting art education.
That's right. We talked to the center's education director, Yuka Zoe, about how Presida Eyes has impacted the community. Let's check it out.
Mural, it tells a story. So visually, you look at it and it's supposed to narrate what it means, what's it trying to say. Usually it's something around social justice.
Art is really important for a lot of youth and people that are kind of going through these transitions in life because it allows you to kind of express yourself in ways that words can't.
You know, it's usually something that's happening nowadays. So a lot of muralists is maybe painting murals about, gentrification or, the displacement issues. Presida Eyes is a community-based mural nonprofit, and we've been around since 1977.
It definitely means a lot to the community. I mean, it works with different groups, not just like, kids, but sometimes elders as well. I mean, we've worked with schools, different communities, hospitals, so it's a great way to connect different communities and connect individuals within those communities and bring them together.
So with Presida Eyes, we get to protect the murals around the area. So, to restore it, there's a lot of murals that's been around for a long time and it's fading away.
The whole eviction process for Presida Eyes, and specifically the 348 building here at Presida Park, started 2 years ago, but it kind of reached a high point a few months ago where, they were like, we're selling this building. This place is a safe spot for youth, from toddlers to teens to even some adults. So to come in and see that there's this open house for a building that is an asset to this community and, helps build this community is being sold was really frightening.
We had a lot of people coming through to help out, and we had a protest workshop where we had a toddler art workshop and then youth doing some painting outside also.
And so, we got together as a community, and it's really cool to see the community get together.
The city is recognizing that they need to preserve the place, and I think there's a lot more support that people are considering than before we lose our culture.
There's several things you can do. You can definitely get involved and give, but just being aware too, aware of what the source of this culture is and where it came from, and just doing your research and honoring that and acknowledging that as well.
Well, I personally really love what Presida Eyes is doing. I even have my mug.
Did you get it at the Visitor Center on 24th?
I did actually.
Hey, cheers! I got my coffee on.
When we come back, we'll visit one of the world's most famous alleys where muralists are giving voice to the voiceless. Stay tuned.
How long have we been married there?
For 76 years.
He was kind and generous to me before we married, And he was kind and generous to me all these years that we have been married. We had been looking at a lot of different houses in different places around that area. And when we came by this house, it was green. And I love green. I'm Irish. And so I said, oh, there's our house. I know it. We decided on Meals on Wheels because at my age, I was getting to the point where I couldn't do all the things that I had been able to do. We're the Spans. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education? What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills.
The smarts?
Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Hey guys, welcome back to Under SF. So S, when it comes to San Francisco landmarks, what comes to mind?
Well, that's easy, of course. Clarion Alley. You may not recognize it by the name, but when you see it, you will know it. More than 200,000 people visit the alley each year, but Clarion Alley is more than just a tourist destination. It's a huge canvas for artists to tell their stories.
The Clarion Alley Mural Project, often referred to as CAMP, oversees and organizes the alley's mural projects. We sat down with CAMP's co-director Megan Wilson to talk about Clarion Alley is narrating the story of modern protest.
Mural project is an almost 25-year-old project now. It started in 1992 and it began as a community-based organization that literally was about neighbors coming together to start putting art up on the walls. My name is Megan Wilson. I'm an artist in San Francisco here and I'm a co-director of the Clarion Alley Mural Project. Balmy Alley, which is over on 24th Street, was the first mural alley. It started in 1972 and was mostly committed to Central American social political issues. And then Clarion Alley is the second oldest mural alley. And our mission was to be much more diverse all the way around, to have more diverse artists, more diverse messages, more diverse aesthetically based work. And in the last, I would say 6-7 years, especially because of the hyper-gentrification that has been happening, we have really shifted to making our messaging much more powerful and hard-hitting. The mural on the corner by Jose Guerra is a dedication to just a handful of the Black and brown men and women who've been murdered by the police. And it's in a great location because it's directly across from the police station. And then there's the Anti-Eviction Mapping Project, who we worked with, and their space also is right on the corner, and they're highlighting different people in the community who have been evicted. It's narratives of place and displacement, and you can also call a number and hear people's stories around their displacement. We really are that public space, that public creative art space for those messages. Take a walk down Valencia Street from 16th to 24th, and that feeling and what you get is a sense of entitlement. After you do that, Take a walk from 16th to 24th on Mission Street. You feel a lot of despair and you feel a lot of anxiety. You get that feeling of, when am I next? When am I going to get that eviction notice? I myself have been evicted 3 times in this city, including my studio and an Ellis eviction. And I've known many, many, many artists who've been evicted. So artists are literally just leaving the region. We're one of the only spaces in the city that actually gives voice to disenfranchised and marginalized communities. Messages, images that you won't see anywhere else. Messages around eviction that support taxing the rich, that support anti-police brutality. You're not going to see that kind of messaging, especially in that large of a space anywhere. For folks who are coming through the alley, and because it is a free public space, we have people from all walks of life. And I think that people seeing those messages, they really do feel that support. They really do feel like somebody hears me.
I personally am obsessed with Clarion Alley. I don't know about you, but if you check my Instagram,
You tried it. She tried it, y'all.
Oh my God,
A little bit of self-promotion, are we?
You know the project likely wouldn't exist without the support of the community, though. So I think that's really amazing. One of those neighbors, Doug Rhodes, is also an artist. We visited his studio to talk about what it's like to live and create art in the alley.
My name's Doug Rhodes, and I'm an artist. I make art here. I do sort of a mixed media paintings mixed with photography and collage. Sometimes just straight up acrylic paint and oil paint. Sometimes straight up collage, or sometimes mix. I do the photos for a lot of my work myself, like this piece here. This is called The Last Garibaldi, and it's basically a commentary on climate change, you know, and you have like the people loving it as it's all going down. And this is the Garibaldi fish right there. It's the little orange fish at the bottom corner. And I also do make some other three-dimensional mixed media pieces like eyes and stuff. Clarion Alley, so it's a good location. People walk by and look at my work, you know, so it gets some exposure while I'm working on art. But yeah, it's just my work studio. I guess my favorite piece would be the Jet Martinez piece that's down the alley, where it has a guy standing in sort of surrealistic landscape, and then it's a silhouette and he's looking, and then inside his silhouette's the alley. Artists see the world in a very particular way, particular to each artist, and when they make a piece that's expressing something that they feel most of the time, and people walking in, they get to see it, or somebody that drives by it every day or walks by it every day, they get to experience something from that rather than just a wall that's a color, you know. So I think it is important, especially because people can realize things through looking at something and seeing something, and then later things might start to occur to them. It's like planting a seed in their brain. Maybe somebody's starting to realize that their worldview isn't necessarily how everybody else is experiencing the world. So if little things here and there that remind them of that, bring it up. It's not one mural. It could change somebody's whole perspective, but most of the time it's just one little thing like, yeah, I never thought about it that way kind of thing. And then another thing, they hear something, somebody says something, they read something, and that adds to it. And yeah, it's just a piece of it.
You know, I pass by his place all the time, and I've always wondered, like, how does it look like inside?
Yeah.
But now we got to see, so that was really cool. When we come back, we'll meet Coffrey J, founder of the nonprofit organization Hip Hop for Change. Stay tuned.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Find fun activities to do, like boating and biking, or camping and hiking, plus much more. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
I already knew that I was going to go to college, from a young age. I definitely want to major in political science. After that, I'm going to get my law degree. Then I'm going to come back to Detroit, boost the economy, become the mayor or something, try to make the situation better for other people. I feel like I owe it to the city. I'm determined. It's gonna happen. My name is Justin, and I am your dividend.
Welcome back. Here's Coffrey J.
Roadblocks in the way now. No, not grenade rounds when a whole block gets sprayed down by some mo cops who hate brown. With my hands up, I get laid down. If I stand up, I get banged down with their hoods on. Under riot gear, they inspire fear. They bring pain round. It's the same sound that my dad heard as his dreams flew like a black bird but got shot down. Captured. Revolution was his last word. We standing on our last nerves, but that's third. Living up in the projects, we that scared, cause these cops is some bastards. They shoot us like Ku Klux, spraying brothers faster than Usain Bolt in some new chucks. The man ain't giving two fucks. The game is how they do us. Got screwed up maneuvers just trying to raise the mood up. We break laws to chew food up. We fighting over a few bucks, so the side you gotta choose up. Yo, forget the middle, my spit'll be fighting blue blood, cause the war zone and the block's cursed, and it's gonna get a lot worse. So when I see a cop hearse, I remember they shot first, and often.
That was incredible, Coffrey. That was so great. And welcome to Under SF.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. How are you today?
Well, life is hectic, but we are, tasked to hold up the world for our people. So I'm great.
Definitely. Great words. So that last piece, what was it about? Can you go into detail what that piece was about?
Yeah, I mean, life is very hectic being a black man, walking down the street, walking through San Francisco, having people downtown part like the seas with Moses because I carry this burden, being a black man. When we have hip hop, especially the image of a person like me that's so consolidated by corporations, 3 of them to be exact, that represent my culture, my community, like we're Neanderthals that are only focused in pathology. So I wear that on my shoulder in every social interaction I'm in, and that really is what that piece is about. It's about what happens when we get viewed as these stereotypes of the violent black man. What happens with the police system and the police state when they come down on us because of that, because we look so, so scary to society. And, I've had myself beat up a couple of times by police at gunpoint, and then they dusted me off and said, sorry, we got a call. So that was about my feelings. It's just about anger. It's about being fed up and being tired. So.
Definitely. So you are the founder of Hip Hop for Change. What is that change you're trying to achieve?
Well, I think the most important thing is that, hip hop is our culture. It's how I dress, it's how I walk, it's how I talk, it's how we paint graffiti, right? It's how we dance, it's how we sing, it's how we do our poetry. I can't take this off to save my life, nor can most of our kids growing up in the hood. They need to utilize their culture to find their identity. And that culture has to be utilized in a way where they can see most of us are beautiful people, not just tropes and stereotypes, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's about that self-determination to make sure we can define who we are as people, because we are people and our lives matter. So
definitely, most definitely. So you're a lyricist, right?
I do my best. I do my
well,
best.
your bars are great. So
Right
what
on.
inspires you to write music?
Yeah, I mean, just emotion, I need things need to be said. It's what I'm good at. I remember growing up and being in the shower and freestyle singing to myself, and that's the way I like to express myself. I think nowadays, as I get older, as I get more woke, ignorance is bliss, and I'm not blissful right now, I think I'm blissful in what I've been able to create, who I've been able to bring around me to work with me. So there's so much to write about. There's so much to do, and there's so much that needs to be said, and it needs to be organized in a way our people can get it. And I think nothing else makes me feel really good than getting off stage and somebody was like, that meant something to me. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. I've been waiting to hear that. So, I mean, that's addictive to me, So, I don't know, getting out the positive word. It's just what I love to do.
Yeah. So what's the relationship with Hip Hop for Change and murals and street art?
Yeah, I mean, hip hop, the 5 elements of hip hop, breakdancing, graffiti art, DJing, beatboxing, and MCing, we have to support all that. The 6 being knowledge, I always like to throw that out there. But yeah, we've been working, and I think we started with an emphasis on rapping and oral traditions just because that's the circles that I've been in. But we've expanded a lot. So with our curriculum, we've currently taught 4,000 students the history and culture of hip hop, as well as getting them exposed to rapping, breaking, and we also get them doing graffiti, words that are empowering on a piece of paper. I think the first thing that kids do is go to write on walls because they're upright, right? And then we say, don't do that, here's a confinement, do this stuff. I think it's just natural for us. And me growing up in Hunters Point in San Francisco, seeing crews like JC, Jazz Crew, HTS going at it, it was vibrant. But I think the biggest thing that graffiti meant to me is a lot of the political murals, a lot of the culture and community, the OGs that showed us how to do this, like Dream, who's not here anymore. A lot of the graffiti in San Francisco says something. If we look at Persida Eyes and the power that they can bring with these little kids, we've been wanting to work with them for a long time. The Clarion Mural Alley, I just read this article, why don't people tag over murals? Well, our communities respect them. I think graffiti, painting, art in general is something that our kids need. I've heard kids say, wow, I didn't know I could draw. And they're in high school. What happened? And why weren't they taught this? They should have been painting from jump. So our kids need this type of expression. We're doing our best to be able to support any kind of expression within the culture of hip hop that they want to have access to. That's their culture. So.
Yeah. So lastly, what hope do you have with Hip Hop for Change? What do you want to see happen?
I think we can spread like a plague across America. I don't know. We just opened up San Jose. I plan to open up LA. I plan to open up New York and expand this as far as I can to where we can build a platform that is stable, is solid, and is always there for us to access our culture in the right way. I think some people are going to do things over here, some people are going to do things over there. And I think right now we have enough of the patriarchy, the violence, the materialistic narrative. It would be great to have a stable platform to get the positivity, the self-worth, the values, the moral compass within the culture of hip-hop. I think if you put chili meat next to filet mignon in front of a chef, they'll probably pick filet mignon. And I think it's the same for our young kids, when they could hear something that resonates within their epigenetics of what their people have been through. I think it could put them on the right path. So just having that accessible is important.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much. You're about to perform once again. I'm so
you.
excited.
All right,
we'll let you take the stage.
All right. Word.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Here's Coffee once more performing his song Black Y'all. Take it away, Coffee.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Coffrey J from Hip Hop for Change. I'm over here at SFSU, about to rock out this song, Black, y'all. Check us out at hiphopforchange.org if you want to hear more about what we do. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all ready for this? All right, check this out. Yo, bread is for the green, it's for the black, it's for the people. From the land of milk and honey, it's what they can't take from me. So like the black skin of Garvey, party to the green earth. Bloodstained red with a history of building things first. King's turf, birth of fertility, right? Saw prosperity, that green band showing us never knowing no scarcity. Caringly with charity, we took them out the dark age with black thought. And I make the stage rain with that talk. The red band is full of blood on the land. From the dead hands of 100 million sons of Ham. They thought we was damn, justify that plan to kill a land and smite us. Just to take it all for this whiteness, I'm like, cuz black people unite. The sky is blood red, let's start a revolution tonight. Let's make that green blood money glow red. When it's sunny, shine light on the country. I don't think y'all get it, dummy. I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all. Say it. Yeah, and I'm black, y'all. Red is for the blood, green's for the earth. Had to write a photo, tell these cops my worth. Now I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all. Say it. Yeah, and I'm black, y'all. Red is for the blood, green's for the earth. I wrote a photo, tell these pigs my worth. Yeah, the black band empowers my Mac hand. Not to oppress sisters, simply to check niggas. Get up your steps bigger, return to your black brothers who lift up the black women who turn into black mothers. Cause that black is for my people's unification, equal to none. That dirt that we all sprang from, color of original man, the pigment of the infinite. Don't know your history's prediction of your ignorance, indicative of Willie Lynch. It'll be a cinch, a powerful man flinch. Your mama was made a winch, said they wanted an inch, took the whole damn bench. Now we forget that red blood pumps in our fists, and that black back still holds the world up. Empires take our land, now they gotta cut my hands as I fight to get it back. Where's my inheritance? Gold in the elements, peace and the reverence. People, I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all. Say it. Yeah, and I'm black, y'all. Red is for the blood, green's for the earth. I wrote a photo, tell this country my worth. And I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all. Screaming. Yeah, and I'm black, y'all. Red is for the blood, green's for the earth. Check it, yo, the green band is what they envy. It would tempt me to empty another man's land if I turn mine to mincemeat. So red blood had to be spilled out for the green greed. 1,000 kings had to die for a fiend's need. And things seem to find a light in the nonsense. So black backs crack, but black will never lose his conscience. It's real, that steel wheel that filled the pyramids with lyric rubber mirrors of black spirit, and here it is. So fuck this, who needs a freaking Oscar? We built the field of dreams, who the hell's Kevin Costner? We should've Columbus the gun and killed Columbus Day one to end it. Then built a wall around Kemet to limit their immigration. But I guess that's past history. Let's raise a fist for the nations, but physically. Drilling the field teeth for black Africa's realty. I don't care if y'all like it, cause my people are feeling we black, y'all. And we black, y'all. Say it. Yeah. And I'm black, y'all. Red is for the blood, green's for the earth. Had to write a photo, tell these cops my worth. And I'm black, y'all. And I'm black, y'all. Say it. Yeah, and I'm black, y'all. Red is for the blood, green's for the earth. Yeah, check it. Coffee J. Y'all digging that? Y'all digging that? Yeah. Right on, y'all. Right on, y'all. Much appreciated. Check us out. Hip Hop for Change. Yeah. I can't dance. I'm not going to try.
That's it for our show. A huge thank you to Coffrey J for joining us in studio. It was amazing.
Tune in next week for another episode of Under SF, Survival of the Artist.
I'm Sabrina Mora.
And I'm Veroni Coons-Ravong. See you next time.